Got a couple cosmetic modifications we're about to throw on the G87. We've got a carbon lip from Suvneer and some carbon side skirt extensions from them as well. Also gonna change out the white DRLs to some yellow ones from Impulse, get those updated, which I think those yellow ones just look mean on the cars. We've got them for other applications as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get cracking by getting this thing on a lift and start getting this carbon stuff installed. If I get a little extra time, I may also go ahead and throw in some KMP Magnetic Paddle Shifters on this thing, because as I drive this thing pretty regularly, the soft click, lack of a click of the factory paddles is kind of lackluster. Really looking to get that positive engagement, that super crispy feel from the KMP shifters. All right, the front lip should mount using all the factory spots, so I need to confirm which of these screws and things I need to get out in order to then mount the lip up to the bumper. The front lip should mount to factory mounting points up here, so I just need to get the lip, set it up, see which of these joints, junctions, screws, that's the word I'm looking for, that I need to remove and then put back up to get this lip on. All right, pretty much every single one. Perfect. This would probably go better with two people, but I'm gonna see what I got. Well, that was super easy. Everything lined up perfectly. The push pins and screws all in place. This thing is mounted pretty securely. So now I'm gonna move over to the side skirts, start putting the side skirts on. May recruit some help because it's a long piece and maybe better to have someone else there to help support one end while I screw in the other end. Do need to put in some body screws through the bottom of the side skirt for this to mount. I've got some of those from our stash of inventory over yonder, and now let's get these side skirts on. All right, so I did recruit a helper. I got Carrie over here helping me hold this end up. I say this end, the other end. Gonna go ahead and grab a couple of my screws. Got everything lined up. Make sure it fits flush on either end. How you looking over there? And start with one screw on either end. And then move to the other side. And then you can start putting them in the other few locations down the center. I got one screw hole that's blocked by the lift, so I'll have to get that after I get the car back down. Actually make that two. Don't go too tight and strip them. That's important. So I got them up there close to snug with the impact, and then I'm gonna hit it with a ratchet by hand to make sure I don't over torque and strip these things out. All right, looking good. Fit's looking pretty awesome. Now I'm gonna work on moving to these Impulse Yellow DRLs. All right, to get this party started for the Yellow DRLs, we need to remove the fender liner. Actually, first step, I disconnected the battery just to remove any power to anything. but gonna remove the fender liner to gain access to the DRL board that's on the back of the headlight. And if you are lowering your car or putting spacers on it, now would be a great time to go ahead and hit the Zunsport Enhanced Fender Liner Clearance Grills, because you're gonna go ahead and take this fender liner out. Good time to get these extra clearance grills in there so you don't beat up your fender liners. This is the DRL board to get out. Got Torx screws there and there. Need to get those babies out and then get the board swapped over. Board is out. I got the Torx screws removed and loosened a bolt at the top. Actually removed the bolt at the top for the headlight so that this could go forward just a hair. Then as this thing is coming out, released the connection, and now time to get this board swapped out with the Yellow DRL. This board has two T20 screws that we need to remove to get the old board off. Gonna need these screws. You see some thermal adhesive on there, but that is the old board removed. Set that there for the moment. And let's check out these new impulse boards. These do have a right and a left. There's an L and an R on them to signify which one is which. So gonna get this off of there. That's out of here now. And then these do come with a pre-cut, pre-applied adhesive. This is a thermal adhesive, 3M 8810, which helps transfer the heat from this board that gets really hot into the heat sink. So we're gonna remove the backing. And then we have dowels to line this up. Don't touch the LEDs, but do try to get it down a little bit. And now let's put the screws back in. Don't ever torque these. All right, let's get this bad boy back in. Make sure you get your connection nice and secure. Screw these back in, get the fender liner back up, repeat on the other side, hook the battery back up, and your car is going to be looking better with some of these yellow impulse DRLs. While the battery is disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and change out the stock paddle shifters to the KMP Magnetic Paddle Shifters, as even when we were on track recently, there was a couple of times where it's just so soft, lazy, lack of engagement, lack of feel when shifting that I didn't know if I grabbed the gear. I actually upshifted on accident a couple of times because I wasn't sure that I grabbed the gear. So looking forward to getting these so I know I have that positive tactile feel, really crisp engagement when shifting. And I'll tell you, I have experienced a few of the other magnetic paddle shifter options out there. You know, yeah, you can get some that are really inexpensive, but feeling them, they're kind of a half step between the KMP and the stock. They don't have quite as crisp of engagement as these KMP ones do. So these are definitely our preferred choice to make sure you get that positive, tactile, super engaging, super crisp feel when shifting, just making the whole driving experience so much more engaging. You know, modern day short shift kit is basically what this is to me. Of course, got to start with removing the airbag. Let's see if I'm getting any better at this. All right. Well, I got one side easy. There we go. See if I can get that on camera. Yeah, I mean, goodness, that is engaging. Also, some of the others on the market don't have this nice, clean, anodized back. They're kind of exposed, which maybe you're into that, but I'm a fan of this super clean fit and finish. All right, easy as that. Plug this baby back in. Oh, why does that feel so good? Sounds so good. All right, I want to get this thing on track soon. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what these headlights look like. Oh, yes. All right, I gotta get this thing off a lift so that you can see this better, because that looks incredible with that front lip. Yeah, let me get this baby moved. Well, that's quite an improvement to how this thing looks. Those yellow DRLs look absolutely mean, mixed with that Suvneer front lip. These side skirts are looking awesome as well. We got Bimmerworld wheel spacers on here, making it look a little bit more flush. This thing is looking really good. Starting to come together. Still need to get this thing lowered a bit. That is coming very soon. See, we still got some nice little fender gap here, but golly, look at these yellow lights. Look at this lip. This thing is just looking absolutely mean. These side skirt extensions really filling out the sides here, these flush wheels. If you're interested in any of this stuff for your G87, check it out at bimmerworld.com. All the links right in the description. And well, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, hit that like button. You want to see more content like this, stay tuned. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up for this G87, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, and looking forward to digging in even more on this thing.
Ready to go?
Should be an awesome race weekend.
We are ready to kill it this year.
It's good.
It's going to be a wild ride.